Hey guys, so if you have a problem with the low conversion rate, this video will help you with increasing it because we will cover two most common mistakes that I see many e-commerce brand owners make, and we're also going to cover how you can fix them with live examples so that you can apply these fixes to increase your conversion rate. So in short, who I am, my name is Teodor and I am the owner of Seven Ecom. We are an e-com marketing agency that works with 7 and 8-figure brands. We help them scale profitably with meta ads, conversion rate optimization, which is the topic of today's video, and email marketing. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to the thing. So what are these two most common mistakes that I see many e-commerce brands owner make with their Shopify stores? So the first one is that they simply have a bad offer which decreases their conversion rate, so they're not maximizing the potential that they could have when it comes to their conversion rate. And when I said bad offer, it doesn't mean necessarily bad product and stuff. We have to first cover what exactly is a good offer. So the good offer consists of two things. It's an equation of perceived value, and on the bottom we have perceived loss. So ultimately what you should be doing here is to maximize the upper equation, which is the perceived value, and if you minimize their perceived loss, which is on the bottom of the equation, so which means essentially how much it hurts in quotes to buy your product, that way you will again improve your offer and therefore increase your conversion rate. So that's the equation of the offer in short, like perceived value, perceived loss. So, and the problem is that most of you guys are only focusing on this upper part, which is the perceived value, and you try to increase your value of your offer. You add more stuff to the offer, you communicate more benefits, which is a good thing, but it's like very few of you guys actually focus on the minimizing perceived loss. So if you have, for example, two stores that are selling the same thing and they have the same perceived value, like the same product, the same price and everything, and the same benefit, actually very similar images that are again increasing the perceived value, but one store has a lower perceived loss. For example, they have a refund policy while the other store don't have it. What do you think, which store will win? Of course, the one with the lower perceived loss, the one that has the refund policy, because the customers will know that if they don't like the product, they can just refund it, and that way they are not scared of losing by choosing to buy your offer. So that's why perceived loss is super important here. So how can we increase the perceived value in this scenario? So the first thing that you want to do is to communicate the benefits. The more you communicate the benefits of your product, that's how you increase the perceived value. You can communicate benefits by copy, like stating the facts, what your product is, the values that your products are providing to your customers and stuff. You can also add more products. You can make a good offer like buy one, get two and stuff like that. So there's like really a lot of things that you can do with increasing perceived value, and that's not usually the problem when it comes to increasing conversion rate. What's more the problem is how can you reduce the perceived loss. So generally these are a few things that you can do to decrease your perceived loss of your offer. A few typical things that you can do here is that you can have the refund policy, which will reduce the perceived loss, just as I've said. Later on, we will cover some of the examples of some successful brands, how they have reduced the perceived loss on their product pages. Then you can have paid in installments. It helps with decreasing the perceived loss because they don't have to pay $100 at once. They can pay it in few installments, which is just a less perceived cost for your customers because they don't have to pay $100 upfront. They can just pay in installments and stuff. You can also have free shipping because they know that they don't have to pay for the shipping, it will be free, so it's again lower perceived loss. You can also have guarantees here. We will cover some examples of stores that have guarantees. So you can do a lot of things here. What you should be doing is testing all these things and see which combination works the best for your audience and increase your conversion rate. So it's very important to understand that a good offer is way more important than a good design. I will give you an example. For example, if you found a website that sells Lamborghini for $10,000, and we all know that Lamborghinis usually cost about 300 grand. And if you found that website, would you really care about the good design? You will actually find out the way to buy that Lambo for 10K. you will find it out. You will not really care about the good design because the offer is exceptionally well. You get way more than you lose. You can see how the good offer is ultimately the most important thing for your conversion rate. After you nail the good offer, that's when you can play with the good UI, UX and good design and stuff to maximize your conversion rate. So yeah, so the goal of all this first point is that you have to maximize perceived value and you want to minimize perceived loss. We will later cover some examples how some successful brands have done this. So yeah, that's the first thing that I see many brands do. They just have bad offer, and for that reason the conversion rate is low. Like a different color add to cart buttons will not really help you. You just have to have a good offer if you want a good conversion rate. So yeah, then the second thing that we have here, the second mistake that I see many e-commerce brands make, and I see this second mistake more than the first one, which is really sad, and it is a lot of brands have a good offer but they are not communicating it. And what I mean by that is that they have a good offer, but if you have a good offer and your customers don't see it, don't understand it as stuff, it's just the same as you don't have it. And for that reason you must communicate your good offer, and we will cover how you can communicate them and what are common mistakes that I see when it comes to this second point. So yeah, so this is a typical product page. It's a mobile version. Don't worry, we will cover some of the live examples. This is just a wireframe to help you understand this concept. So this is a typical product page on the mobile device, and we have the announcement bar at the top, we have the image here, right? Then you have some product name, you have the price, you have a product description, bullet points, whatever. Some brands have it, some don't. Then you have some color swatches here, options to choose, whatever, that doesn't matter. Then you have the add to cart button, and after this point, after add to cart, somewhere here, you have to understand that 85% of visitors will not scroll past this point. And why this is important is because I see many brands that have these things like refund policy, pay in installments, free shipping and all this, but they put actually these things too below on their product page, somewhere here or here and all that stuff. And when you do that, it's just the same as you don't have that good offer, because as I mentioned, a high percentage of people will not go through that. And for that reason, you must communicate these things of your offer above default, which is somewhere within 2 scrolls of your product page, max 2 scrolls. So it's really sad to see these e-commerce stores have these offers and they are just not putting them on their product page, basically not above default, and that way they decrease the conversion rate because people don't see their offer and therefore they don't purchase their products because they don't know about it. Let's cover some of the example of some successful brands, how they minimize their perceived loss, how they communicate their offer, and where did they place their trust seals, where did they place these elements that will help with communicating their offers. So the first example that we have here is from the Rich Wallets, and as you can see, it's just a typical product page. We have an image, we have a product title, reviews, color swatches and stuff, and you can see just below the add to cart what this is. It's the trust seals, it's these elements that communicate the offer, lifetime guarantee, immediately reducing the perceived loss, free shipping and free returns. So now when their customers see this, they know that they don't have to pay for shipping. That's a lower perceived loss. It's a free return, so in case they don't like it, they know that they can return it at even for free. So again, that's a lower perceived loss. So for that reason, you can see how they immediately want to communicate that below the add to cart. That technique is called CTA anchoring, and that way they are increasing their conversion rate because they communicate their offer very clear. So yeah, the second example that we have here is from the Gymshark. We have some t-shirt of $40, and right below the add to bag button, you can see we have these slide options, free 30-day return policy. Again, lower perceived loss. Then we have standard delivery, free standard delivery for orders above that much, helps with that. And we can also see just above the below to add to cart, shop now, pay over time with Klarna. So that's the pay in installments part, and you can see how they are again minimizing the perceived loss by communicating these elements that helps with the purchase for their visitors and increase the conversion rate. And the third example that we have here is from the Jones Road. They sell makeup and stuff. Once again, just below the add to bag, you can see pay in 4 interest-free installments, helps with the lowering perceived loss, 30-day guarantee, again the same thing, and free shipping on orders over $85 helps again. So you can see how these super successful brands are communicating this, and that way they're just minimizing the perceived loss of their customers and increasing their conversion rate because their offer is better. It's all about this equation. You want to maximize the perceived value and minimize the perceived loss, which most of you guys don't do, or you don't do it well, like you don't communicate it on your product page. So yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And if you own an e-commerce brand and if you'd like us to help you with increasing your conversion rate and help you with your meta ads and email marketing, check out the link below and schedule a free discovery call, and like and subscribe if you'd like more content like this. So yeah, that's it for this one. See you in the next one.